Mule Fitness. Thank you so much for buying my book. And if you haven't bought my book, it's available on Amazon. So today we have Miss Debbie. She's going to be helping us with the kinesis machine. And right away, you guys have noticed that through all the videos we have to this point, they were all in my studio. But now we have a big machine and we're in actually a proper gym at the beautiful country club here. And so Debbie's going to be our exercise model as we teach her the kinesis machine. And without further ado, you know it's a green routine. It's the last routine in the green section. And we're both wearing different shades of green, but hope you appreciate the fact that this goes with the green section. It's the last one before we get really strong in the red section. So without further ado, let's hit it, Debbie.
All righty.
All right, the first one, folks, is forward lunge with two-armed fly. Now, Debbie has a little bit of an old injury in this shoulder, so we can decrease the weight as needed to just put the right amount of stimulus into that shoulder without overdoing it. But you can really load up on this machine, so watch out with that, or have fun with that. So, forward lunge with fly. What I'm going to do, I'm just take a forward lunge out, and I'm going to hug a tree. And my knuckles touch, and I come on back. I might even make sure the cables are preloaded. And I can all do 8 to one side, or I can alternate and go back and forth. That's simple. And these machines are great. They have all this. This is a Cadillac of a cross cable machine. You can use any cross cable machine, that folks. Cheaper models with just one arm and one cable, it's okay. But we have our Cadillac here. So Debbie, come on in. So step out just a little bit. So we have a little pre-tension. Notice kinesis has cables on the top and bottom. So she's going to take a nice lunge out, and she's going to keep it all in one leg. And she has nice form. Her line of sight is really nice. And then Debbie, I'm going to have you count to yourself because I always ramble on and lose where we are and stuff like that. So that's about 5 or so.
6.
That's 6. 7. And 8. Okay? And then we'll have her do the other leg now. So go ahead. We'll give her a little workout today. And you can exercise along with Debbie as you're learning this. And there's a natural springy stop point back here. We don't want to overdo that. That interior joint capsule, that shoulder, watch it. You can hurt it easily. Now she's coming straight out, and she's using these pec fibers, right? So let's have a little fun. So Debbie, now do another one. And when you come with the fly, come a little bit lower. So we're low on the bark of the tree. Okay, go on back. Now maybe we're in the middle of the bark of the tree. That's where you were. Maybe a little bit higher on the bark of the tree. So you can see with the cross cable machine, folks, we have a lot of variability here. And the pec muscle is a big fan fiber here, and it's got all these different fibers, and we can upregulate the entire pec muscle, as opposed to always doing in one plane of motion like most of the fixed machines do for you, the beauty of the kinesis. So now, Debbie, just do maybe 4 more alternating. So this is the other option we can have. And I use this as a nice warm-up. Again, really hugging around that tree. And forward lunge with fly. That looks beautiful. Thank you. Side lunge with one arm reverse fly. So now we're just getting the body warmed up with these 2 lunge patterns. So what does that look like, folks? I'm just going to do a side lunge and reverse fly. And when I do a side lunge, my foot, knee, and hip is all aligned. I keep my body square to the machine. And what I don't want to do is turn into the reverse fly, or I lose the exercise. I'm using my waist and not the reverse fly. So let me just demonstrate from this side. And again, side lunge, reverse fly. Again, keeping your body square to the front. And you're feeling it right in inside that shoulder blade. Again, foot, knee, hip along the line. Miss Debbie?
Okay. Should I do first this one?
Yeah, you can do that one first.
So, I should stand right about here?
Yeah, you can stand, where should you stand on these things? Almost anywhere. I can do a reverse fly here on this machine, right? So it's so versatile, but yeah, generally right in front of it, and then you're gonna take a side lunge out to your left and reverse fly. And I'm just gonna cue it right here. So right here on the inside of the back there, that's where she's really gonna feel it when she keeps her torso square parallel to the machine. And here's 8 coming up, folks. They look good. Hip, knee, foot on line. We're looking for that. Let's sit the other side, Debbie. See what that looks like. So she's getting set up of how high that handle is. So she's kind of dialing that in for herself. We just went as kind of a straight action coming in right off the shoulder, arm pretty much parallel with the floor there, maybe just a little below level. Okay, that looks good. Now she was on this side, and when she did reverse flies here, she could have also done reverse flies here, couldn't she? Right? So again, even though we have 2 sides, we can use one side and do every exercise there. It's a crowded gym and other people are using parts of this machine, whatever. But there you have it, side lunge, reverse fly. Two-arm trunk rotations. I love that. Really develop power for all you twisty, transverse plane, power sport people. And what I'm going to do is we're going to hold both grips together, or if you have just one grip on your cross cable, that's fine. And I'm just going to pivot 90 degrees. And again, I can do all 8 to one side, or I can go back and forth. I kind of like back and forth here. And I'm going to tell you, folks, when this thing loads up, it's like you're wrestling an alligator. So you can really load this thing up and really load up that core. But we really want to pivot on that back foot. So let's watch Miss Debbie do it.
So I'm holding it.
Yeah, you're going to hold both together.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're just going to have a nice, and we're just going to go ahead and just pivot.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Good. And she's really pivoting on the ball of that back foot, that heel's coming up. And again, we're kind of hugging a tree here again, folks. And you might see that right foot just might adjust a little bit out naturally. To the side you go. Good. And again, we might double count this, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And if you do our 8 count, which we do on most of the book, as we know, we just do 8 reps.
We're at 5 right now.
That should be a pretty good workout. So that's what, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Okay?
Okay, I did notice my feet so I just kind of pulled them back in, if that's...
Yeah, so they were kind of going a little wide on
They were getting a little wide as we
went. A little wide, yeah. So, again, the kind of athletic stance, So let's have a little fun with Debbie, and let's kind of load up a little bit. So we're just going to go up, maybe a couple plates, and I want her just to feel, and we can see how this thing can get heavy fast. So just give me a couple to each side, maybe a total of 4 here. And we just want to see her work a little harder as she pulls in, and right away. And if her arms are a little farther away, it's going to get even harder, right, folks? So she's going to keep those in because it just got heavier for her, so she's a smart woman. Good. So we can see that load, right? Feel the different load on that. And so if you really want to develop that really strong, three-dimensional, country-strong torque through your body, boom, that's a great way to do it. Two-arm high row. Boy, we get to open the chest up and squeeze our shoulder blades together. And we have our handles on the upper part of the kinesis machine here. And when I pull them back, folks, I'm going to make sure, like two airplanes going that don't want to hit each other, and airplanes really don't want to hit each other, I'm going to pull one underneath the flight path of the other one. Notice my left hand is over my right hand as I pull these and have a nice big contraction as the handle ends hit my chest. And then I'm going to reverse it. The first one you grab is going to be your lower airplane, okay? So here we go, that's my lower airplane, upper airplane. So I've changed it because we are pulling it into different parts of the body. We just want to do both ways to keep it even. So we're going to watch Miss Debbie do it now. So that's going to be your lower, that's going to be your upper. And she's just going to pull it in. There, nice. So no mid-air collisions, that's very nice. And maybe just pull all the way in, Deb, so it hits, actually kind of hits the body there, yeah. And really, when you get there, really contract through here. And you can really load this guy up here, and it'll get hard for you. And if you do that, you'll find your body leaning way back. That looks pretty good. So now let's change up, Deb. And so she grabs that one first. That'll be her lower airplane. And that's her upper airplane. There you go. And she's going to pull it back. And it takes a couple times to get it right so you clear it. Now let's see her from this side. Good, maybe one more for us, Deb. Pull it back. Good. That's it. Two-arm high row. High to low wood chop with these cross cable machines are great for. So these multiplanar movements. So what do I want to do? I'm going to grab the handle, underhand, overhand. My chin is in my shoulder, and I'm just going to pull straight down across, keeping my spine completely rigid as I pull my arms around my axial core. So I'll do it from the other side. Again, I'm going to step out. I'm going to preload the machine just a little bit. And with kind of a straight right arm here, I'm just going to pull down and across. Down and across. And again, my spine is completely rigid and my force is being pulled around my rigid spine. Okay, so let's watch Miss Debbie do it. And I'm going to grab a dowel here. And so we're just going to re-emphasize the inner axial core. And so Debbie's going to step away so she has a little force pull on her shoulder right there. And she's going to pull down and away to her left hip. 2, 3, and then go all the way back up so your chin is in that shoulder, but she's pulling around that core first. Before we go crazy and start moving through space, we're just getting the body activated and the core activated. Okay, that looks good, Deb. Let's go ahead and hit the other side for us. Okay. Oh, she had her hands changed. Look at that, guys.
Is it right?
No, she has to change her hands.
Like that?
Yeah. So when she did that, so do it, Deb, the way you did it before. So watch if she holds her hands incorrectly. Watch what's going to happen. So if she pulls down, she's going to have a twist in these straps. Well, we don't really need to have that, especially if it's a big load. You're going to put too much stress on the forearms. So we like it, and we want to get this that grip right. Now she pulls down and away. See that? So everything is cleared. So it's really important to get that grip right. And trust me, you'll screw up all the time, and it's okay. It'll be self-evident, we hope. And again, she's keeping her body beautifully rigid, and she's pulling around her interaxial core. And that's our first of our series here, and we're going to progress into multiplanar now. Nice. High to low wood chop, multiplanar. Now we're getting somewhere. All right. How's that going to look, folks? Again, I hold it the same way. Overhand in the back, underhand in the front, okay? And I'm going to step away a little bit, and then I'm going to pull with my arms fairly straight down as I pivot. And notice I'm touching my wrist to the inside of my knee here, folks. See that? And as I come on back, and I pivot down, and I touch the inside of my wrist to my knee, and my arms are straight, aren't they? So, let's do the other side. Overhand in the back, underhand in the front, and if you screw it up, you'll know. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull down as I pivot, and notice as I pivot on that back foot, on the ball of that foot, my heel and the sole of my foot show it to the machine as you pull down and away, and that wrist hits the knee. Okay? And get good down and low, look very athletic. It's a cool looking move. Let's watch Miss Debbie do it. And there she goes. Again, she's stepped out a little bit, she's preloaded it on that shoulder. You feel the stretch on that shoulder. And then she's pulling down and away. Yeah, so every exercise we should have a precise start point and a precise end point. And so I want her, and I like the precise end point to be down with that right wrist on the left knee on the inside there, and that's going to get you down low, folks. Boom, she's pivoting on that back foot, that looks good. She's keeping straight arms, which puts a beautiful torque through space, through three-dimensional space as we go down. And we're getting country strong now, folks. That's what the green's all about. Good. That's about 4 or 5 right now. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's hit the other side. Well, she grabbed, she almost grabbed it wrong. She got it right. She got it right. Here we go. She's going to pull down and away. So the target, that wrist to that knee. Good. Pivot on that back foot. Nice. Notice how we're really low and we look very good and athletic down there as those quads and those glutes and everything's working. And you'll find if you load up on this, folks, and increase your rep counts or your number of sets, it's going to be very metabolic. So we can easily turn these things into terrific metabolic intervals. And that was good then. Great. Excellent. So multiplanar, high to low. High to low wood chop, multiplanar. Well, you're saying we just did that. But we had straight arms, didn't we? Now we're going to push and pull. So watch the difference here. So, again, the same, I almost screwed that grip up. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it into my chest. Boom, that's your first step. And then you're going to drive it, boom, right down to that same end point. Then you go back to the chest and you release it. To the chest, press. To the chest, up. To the chest, press. To the chest, up. I'll show it to the other side here. So again, step out, get the machine preloaded, the weight off the stack, and then I pull it into my chest, and then I drive as I pivot. Go back through the chest area as I return. Chest, drive. So it's a pull, push to the chest, back. It's a pull, push to the chest, back. Again, this can be very metabolic, especially if we load up. So Miss Debbie's going to do it for us. So she's going to pull it into the chest first, then she's gonna drive it. But she's gotta pivot that back foot. There we go. Back to the chest, through, right? So to the chest, drive and press. And we're really using those hips, folks, that hip to drive it around through and to pull that weight in. And she has that same end point where the wrist touches the inside of that left knee. And it's a push. Oh, that's really pull, sorry. It's a pull and then a push. Sorry, folks, screw that up. And it's a pull to the chest, it's a push. She goes back to the chest, and then you release. So I like having it broken down that way. I think it makes it a little more clear, especially for your clients, so they know where they are in space. So here we go. And we're gonna watch her pull the chest. And then she drives it to the knee as she presses. The chest, press. Maybe pick up the pace a little bit here, Deb. To the chest, press. To the chest, back. To the chest, press. And if it's lighter, we can go a little faster like this. Heavier, you can also go fast, but it's going to be really hard and extremely metabolic. But anyway, feel free to have fun with this experiment and enjoy these beautiful multiplanar motions. And Deb, that looks terrific. Great. Low to high wood chop. The last 3 exercises were high to low. Now the next 3 are low to high. So we're kind of going against gravity. And should I get this right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull straight across. And again, my backhand now is under, my forward hand is over. Okay? So that was reverse from here, right? So backhand under, forward over. And again, that interaxial core, I'm just going to pull high and away across my body, keeping that core static. And then I like that. We have nice deep core activation in there. And then again, I'm just going to pull high and away. Across my body, across the interaxial core. And that's about it. Now, what if we did the grip? Ooh, it'd all be weird, right? So you're going to find the grip is self-correcting on these kinesis machines. So, Deb, give it a shot. And again, we're going to get our down because I want to re-emphasize that from high to low or low to high, either way, we are still keeping our interaxial core solid and fixed. As our arms fly through space and our core has to do all that beautiful work. And again, she's pulling it right up. Looks very nice.
This one's harder.
It's harder, huh?
With the same weight, it's harder.
Yeah, same weight, it's harder. Thank you, Debbie, for saying that.
I thought it was important.
It's very important. It's extremely important because these are really even more metabolic than the high to lows. The low to highs, because they're harder, they're more metabolic. Okay, good. Let's do the other side. She's putting it down. Smart girl. Here we go. This represents her spine, and everything's moving around it. And we can see her pull it away, and that chin goes in the shoulder, and her left shoulder, she goes up. Yes, so the head stays straight ahead, and that shoulder goes, into the chin. There you go. Good. That's it. Low to high. Now let's move on to multiplaner. Low to high wood chop, multiplaner. Now, Debbie graciously lightened up the loads, right? So, because it is harder when you go from low to high. So, what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to get down. I'm going to get athletic here. And so, I'm going to have almost my forearm on my knee here, but I'm just going to pull, boom, and I'm going to drive high and away as I pivot on that back foot, again, my arms are straight, keep my lumbar locked in, and I'm going to drive on that back foot as I come on up. And you're going to really need that back foot and that leg to extend and drive and give you the momentum to get it up. But we have light enough here, so we should be able to do it. Yep, give it a shot. Well, let me do it from the other side first. Yeah. Okay, so what do? I'm down here low, and then I'm just going to drive up and away. And I'm pointing like at a 45-degree angle up and away as I go on down. And again, I get very athletic down here, and I really use that back leg and drive up and around. Okay? She starts low, fixed in lumbar. Good. Lock that in neutral, and she pulls high and away as she drives. And you see that calf muscle flex back there. She's driving away, and that's providing some of that kind of triple extension out of that leg to get it up. Okay, that was good. Let's hit the other side then. Then she wants to get down good and low in there. Good athletic stance. And use that leg to drive around. Maybe a little more pivot. Yeah, a little more pivot on that back foot, Deb. You can almost exaggerate it. You almost can't pivot it too much, folks. Seriously. Really want you to think about using driving that whole neural network of, from the hips to the knees to the ankle. Boom, drive that thing up. And that's your power. Nice 45 degrees up there. That looks good then. Good. Low to high, pull, push. Just like our group of 3 going down, now it's this group of 3 going up. So when I pull, push, again, I get low, lock in that lumbar, folks. I pull in and I drive, and I go back to the chest and I'm down. I pull to my chest and I'm driving. Okay? Let me do the other side. Again, you get down and low, and you pull to the chest, and then you pivot and drive. Go back to the chest, and then go down nice and low, and then you pull to the chest, and you drive. I'm going to just do one more to make sure that my lumbar was good and locked in down there, and then I pull to my chest, and I pivot and drive. Okay? Again, real metabolic. So first and foremost, is she getting low? Is she locking in that lumbar? And then she pulls and pivots. Pull and pivot. And she can actually kind of blend that a little more. So as she pulls, she goes right into that pivot. So it's a pull right to the pivot. Pull right into the pivot. Good, okay, looks good. Other side. Again, so this back leg, it could be out more straight. Debbie seems to have hers more of in a little more of a squat position there. But either one works great as long as you get the drive and you lock in the lumbar and finish up. So let's watch her. Good, she's doing a nice job of pulling and blending. Boom. A little more drive on that back foot, Deb, and pivot. So she has a little tendency to pivot a little better on her right foot than her left. And that's true for most people. Good. That was good. Sumo squat to upright row. Sumo squat. I'm kind of here. So the feet are out, right? So the feet are out, and then as my, it's almost like a, what, plie? What do you guys, what's this stuff in dance, So I like a sumo squat because our tail is down and the body's fairly vertical, and it fits really well to these machines. And we'll just put it through there. And then the thing about an upright row, when I get it to about the nipple line here, the bra line, that's probably pretty good. What I don't like is all this scrunching that goes on. I don't like crunching the acromion space in the shoulder. So with upright rows, keep the neck long, the shoulders even, and as I pull up, that's about all you really need to do, and you'll be good. So we just get into our kind of sumo position here, and I just go nice and low, tail down, head up, and I just pull up right to about chest height. Do it from this side. Again, getting my feet out, wide and hip width apart. Feet out probably about a 45. Tail down, head up. So you can see yourself. We have mirrors here, so I can see myself in the mirror. And then I just drive up. And then this, again, can get pretty heavy as we produce power and drive up. And that's it. So Deb, give it a shot. So start from standing, feet out, yeah, good 45. There we go. And here we go. She can go on down and drive up. Good, she has nice long neck, low even shoulders, pulling up right around to right that mid-chest line there, the pecs. Again, we don't have to pull up and scrunch the neck and scrunch the shoulders. We don't want to do that. And that's really about it, okay? Good, other side so we can see. And she has her feet wide out about 45. And as she squats down, we're looking for her torso being fairly vertical. And her eye gaze is pretty much straight across. But maybe just a little higher than that. There. Yeah. And that's all we need. And that looks good. Sumo squat to upright row. Two-arm squat suitcase lift. Well, guys, we're lifting 2 heavy suitcases, okay? That's it. And where do I like to pick up the suitcase? I like to pick up the suitcase if the handle is right coming up kind of out of the ankle, mid-foot, heel area, right? I don't want to pick the suitcase up from here because, that would be forward flexion. We don't want that. So good tail down. So good squat pattern, tail down, head up, right? That's what we're looking for. And, I had a little springy point down there, didn't I? And we all have a springy point. And it's a natural point we want to find. And so, why do we have these risers here? Debbie, first go ahead and just do a suitcase lift with those handles right there.
Facing out?
Facing out, yeah. And your feet will fit in there on the ground. So we're doing on the ground first, right? And so go on down and find your little springy point down there.
Very low.
Okay, and then come on up. And then go on down again.
Am I supposed to spring?
Yeah. And so, so let me demonstrate one thing here. So the idea then is that when you find that point, folks, now if we go lower, so her springing point is a little higher, but if your springing point is lower, where the weights hit, right? I don't want the weights to hit. So what I want is I want to keep this thing in tension the whole time. So how do I get around that? Well, we just get a nice little riser, raise your body off the ground a little bit. And now when I do it, these are going to be some real low suitcases for me. And then it really allows me, like for people that need leg drive, you know, you cyclists, you rowers, you football linemen, you know, whatever. But if I need to get down a little bit lower and really drive, and I want to feel like I'm driving from the heel and midfoot, and this allows me to get down to my maximum bottom springy point. And that's why we do it. Okay? So try it with this. Down and see how it feels. And notice we have kind of a narrow stance by virtue of our platform.
I'm supposed to spring your point.
Yeah, you can just find it. And then that's where the fascial networks for your body. And if you try to exceed those, all you're going to do is bend your body forward. You're not going to go any lower, but just try to find that with your tail down, head up. And our lumbar is locked in neutral. That's nice. And again, that tail down, head up gaze keeps that lumbar locked in. And we can really load up here. And it loads up that whole axial spine. Big structural exercise. Good, and that's it. Picking up some suitcases. Anti-rotation warding patterns. What is a warding pattern? It's like I can actually,
Resist.
yeah, push, you know, Debbie. So warding patterns are resisting a force that's on you, and it's usually in a rotational plane. And even if I just hold the kinesis machine handle here, and I can just step out and maybe just do some torque pivots, and we've seen that in the elastic band workout, so we can do patterns like that. Or then, what if I just, you know, move around a fixed point? So here I'm just kind of moving around a fixed point. If this thing is really heavy, and maybe I just want to go down low, and that's a warding pattern. Maybe I can switch sides, and again I can go down low, keep it in a fixed point, and again I can go these variable angles. So just make your core, confuse your core of what we're doing, and then you can even, you know, have a pattern where if I pull it out, maybe I want to try to keep it fixed in space, and then I just kind of lower my body, and then I come up and try to keep it the same space, okay? So there's a lot of really neat stuff we can do. So Debbie, if you want, why don't you just try pulling it out,
Okay.
and then go down to your knee. No,
Oh, okay.
don't push it
Oh,
away.
okay. That's gonna be the hard one for me.
Yeah. So,
Farther out?
yeah, a little farther out. So again, we just want to keep her, you know, have her hold it. And again, first just kind of walk back this way, keeping that in the same place. And that's easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden we walk this way. So we can see these different warding patterns. And so now, see if we can just go down to a knee.
My knees aren't good. How am I doing this? Can I do that? There. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it now.
Okay. So there she kind of actually did a little lunge, didn't she? Instead of keeping the thing and then go on back. Okay, so now I want you to do that if you can. Just try to keep this thing fixed in space. Okay, and then the idea is go down and do that. Go down to your knee again.
With my foot back.
Yeah. Okay, no. So all you want to do is just is just go down
Yeah, that works.
and touch the knee, okay? Just go down and touch the knee. And then come on back. And again, we're trying to keep this fixed in space. Do it again.
Oh, up there too.
Yeah, so it's got to change. See that? So it changes through space. So again, you can have fun with this or not. Or, but you find it's kind of scary getting down there on your knees, try to hold this load out in front of you. But we're trying to induce variability into the core to make it stronger through these different angles of action into the body. That's what it's all about, and we beat that to death, I think. Pyro to tricep extension, and I like thinking about the old English long bows, big 6-foot bows, and they would just pull that thing back, and that's what we're going to do actually. So it's a pretty simple exercise, and when I do that, I can even pretend I'm holding a bow and I'm pulling the string back from my bow. Boom. So that's the high row aspect of it. Boom. But then I have, and that's a pretty strong action, but then my tricep extension is weaker. So what is going to limit our load? The tricep extension. So you pick a load where you can do that row and tricep extension. And again, we're just kind of doing these multiplanar. And one thing about these functional movements, they're going to be limited by your weakest muscle of that functional movement. In this case, it's my tricep, because my row is pretty strong, my tricep is not that strong. So, Deb, here we go. Give it a shot.
That's going to work for me, that.
Sure, well, I'll put it on 2, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so this one just.
Okay.
Right?
So yeah, so she's getting in, she's pretending she's a nice English longbow woman, and she's pulling it back right in the chest, and then she's just gonna, and then what I do from this is from here, I then, yeah, just extend out and away.
Can I turn my hand? Or does it matter?
No, so I like to keep
Just
her, so we're gonna keep her, when I do that, the back of the hand is gonna extend. So try it again. There, that's the action.
Core stays just stable here? Is it?
Yeah, or actually what I like, I can even turn the core.
Okay.
Because here I just want to blend the body. And if my core rotation helps facilitate that tricep, why not? Go for it. But it's a multiplanar, multifunctional muscle movement thing, so good, and that's really all it is. And if you want to break those down into 2 different exercises, feel free. But you should have already gone heavy with those 2 arm rows at the beginning.
I like this one.
And it's just kind of fun. It's just a nice way to get a lot of muscles going here. So let's do the other side, Deb. She pulls down and she extends out. Hold, extend. A lot of times I even like to look at where my hand is going for that tricep. So your body will turn because where your body will go, where your eyes go, and so you can do it. And that's it. Pull it in, tricep out. That's it. More low row. Well, we're just going to get our old lawnmower here, and we're just going to boom, 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 drive from the leg. Okay? So again, we're going to get it, and we're just going to go low again, folks, in slow motion. Lock in that lumbar, folks. You really want to do that. Get low athletic, all the roast beef is working, the quads are working here, and I'm just going to drive and pull it up to my chest. Remember, every exercise is a precise start and end point. And again, I get low, and I drive. It's a low row, using a lot of leg, and then we'll get that weight up. So we're going to watch Deb do it. And again, we're going to be careful of her lumbar, make sure she has that locked in neutral. And again, that's it. And it's easy to get lazy and not use the leg and just bend over at the waist. We don't want to do that. We want to get low in that leg and drive.
Should be pivoting?
Yeah, it's going to be a little pivot in there. Exactly. Might be a little pivot because her body's changing position, right? It's kind of towards the machine, and then it kind of turns away, so there will be a little pivot in that back foot. That's a good point, Deb. And then she's just driving in. And again, you're going to get lazy and tired and just start bending over and using your arm. Don't do that. Always get low, lock in the lumbar, and use the leg. And if you begin to compensate, rest or lighten it up a little bit. Okay, other side. Okay, we're looking for a locked in lumbar. We're looking for a low leg. We're looking for a drive. To drive off that leg. She can even come up, lift that heel up, that left heel up. There, she drives up. So we want to make sure that she's using that leg and her calf muscles and everything she's got down there to drive that weight up. Good. Lawnmowers. That thing better start after that. Shot put. I like this one. I can't say it's super simple, but it's not too bad. Now, how do you hold a shot put? You kind of scratch your whiskers here. The shot put's right under your chin. That's where it is. And then what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to get low. And again, that's locked in, folks. You got to get her driving from the leg. And then as I throw my shot put, again, I drive up into that 45-degree angle. So my body's almost making close to a 180-degree turn as I pivot. Again, I'm down low, and as I drive up, boom. Okay? I'll show you from the other side. Not that we would throw our shot put from our left hand if we're a right-handed person, but here we go. Again, I hold my shot put. You can scratch your whiskers. And then I'm just going to get good and low here. Good low in my shot put. And then as I drive off that back foot, I finish up at that 45. Again, I get good and low, blocking that lumbar, and I drive off that leg. Boom. Right at that 45-degree angle. Is that?
I have no whiskers.
You don't need whiskers to do this.
Okay,
So she's going to hold it like this, right? And it's going to be right here. And then she's going to get down low. So almost at her elbow is going to touch the top of her thigh here. And then she's just going to drive and pivot towards you folks in camera at a 45. Get down and low and drive. Again, we can see her calf muscle flex and that foot drive around and pivot. So we're trying to mimic games and real life things. And again, everything is these multiplanar, multi-dimensional movements that are getting our body nice and strong. Good, that looks good then. Try the other side. And again, the other side that you're not dominant on might feel a little goofy when you do it, but that's okay. Just take your time. Scratch them. Okay? And then I want to see her actually kind of turn more into the machine when you start, Deb, and then as you drive, then you pivot around into camera. To all you wonderful folks at home. So all these should be, you and your client should be sore if you do these, that's for sure. Especially all this deep glute work, this deep quad work here. Again, always protecting that back, never forget that. Boom, drive it out, nice Deb. Shot puts. Combo, reverse fly, fly. We've seen this back in the elastic band section in the blue section of the book, but now we want to load up, and we can do that with our kinesis machine as we get the loads. So basically all it is, folks, is that I'm going to do a reverse fly, and I do a fly to that opposite knee. Come through center. Here it is, side lunge. So it's combo. And then I can get a pattern set up. And then we might even have Deb maybe hop to the middle and get real quick if she wants to be a tennis player. But the idea, folks, I'm going to do this to camera. When I did that, it was reverse fly, foot, knee, hook, hip, all on the line, reverse fly, and then again, this wrist goes to inside that knee. We've heard that before, right? Come through center, and then reverse fly, wrist to the inside of that knee. And that's the pattern. And we're working the front and back of the body, legs, everything. And so this is designed to be more like a metabolic bit. So Deb, I'll step over here, stand out of your way.
So eventually we do it all at one time?
Do it all at one time. Working the front of the body, the back of the body all at once. And she's keeping her body pretty much square to the machine again for that reverse fly. She needs to do that. And we might double count these, really get a metabolic.
Maybe jump, you said?
Well, we're going to progress. And maybe a couple more, okay? So now, I might ask Debbie to do quick feet. I want you to do real quick feet, okay? So here we go. So quick feet as we shift through middle.
So this is
Boom, quick feet, 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 boom, quick feet. Make sure this foot is straight ahead. The feet are straight ahead. They're starting to turn out. And then that turns the glute on, folks, if we keep those feet straight ahead and not turn them out. So let's do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Rest just a little bit. Stay right there. Okay, now you're huffing, right? So we're going to make Debbie huff, because why not? It's fun. And then I want her to really pop to the middle now. Get height, okay? As much as your knees can take. I mean, you know, as we get plyometric, we put more load on the joint, so be careful with that. But anyway, we want to see if we can get not just quick feet, but quick feet and boom, vertical height. A little bit of vertical height through there. And we're going to double count this, Deb, because we're going to make you work out today. Okay, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you touch that knee. 5, 6, 7, 8. Huff, huff. And notice how you started compensating a little bit. As you get tired, you don't want to touch that knee because you don't want to go that low, and then huff. So that's natural.
There's a lot of things to watch too, like that foot pointing forward. When you're thinking about jumping, you want to make sure that foot points forward.
Yeah.
But as you get tired, it's like...
And as you get tired, that's going to go out, exactly. But all these patterns, if you go back in the book and all the work we've done with our TRX patterns, our Viper patterns, our elastic band patterns, so all the things we should have built up at this point, so we do have these good patterns where, you know, the body can get very athletic and move around the court or move around for you linebackers or whatever sport you play. I don't care what sport you play, or get out of the way of the cart coming out of the grocery store. Whatever you need that activity for, we're going to build it for you. So there you have it. Nice job. Random one-arm punch with lunge. At the very first exercise where we were going out and hugging our tree with our lunge, we talked about the pec being a big fan muscle with a bunch of different fibers, and we like to upregulate and put these variable loads on our body. And so basically, that's what we're going to do. We can just go out and punch, come back, punch, go out, punch, And I like to actually put this in metabolic. I can just do a simple lunge, and we're gonna have Debbie do this first, where she's gonna punch at these different heights and these random orientations. That's a roundhouse, right? That's a hook, boom. She can do a hook, she can do a punch low, she can do a punch high across her body, she can do all that stuff, all right? And then we're gonna have her go into MMA, and I want her to shuffle those feet and get quick. So, first step, maybe we're just lunging out with that left foot and just gonna give a punch, and a punch high, and maybe I can give her some targets here. Boom. Maybe I can give her another target. Boom. Another target here. Give me a roundhouse right here. Boom. Good. Give me another roundhouse. Boom. So that's it. All right? Uppercut. Good. So now, let's make it frisky, okay?
Okay.
So I want you to shuffle out and quick back. Boom, boom. Punch. Gotta punch, gotta punch. Boom. Come on back. Come on out. Boom. So you can see with the velocity and force of her body that she's like flying that stack back there. So you can actually load up a little bit. Good. Boom. Okay, other side. I'm gonna get out of her way because I don't want to get hit.
Do I get to start with the slow one?
Yeah. Yes, start with the slow one.
Okay.
So again, maybe a punch. Make her get low. Make her punch high. Give me a roundhouse here. Give me another roundhouse out here. Okay, you kind of warmed up? Okay, ready? Get set. We're going to go for 8 punches. Random, wherever you want. They're all over the place. You got to hit them all. Just come out, get them, hit them. Boom. Get back. Come on out. Boom. Hit them. Boom. Going out. And it's metabolic, folks. It's metabolic. And high. 2 more. And that's it, okay? Random, have some fun. And Debbie, we thank you for helping us with our kinesis video.
Thank you, Robert, for saving the hardest one for last.